What is good? What is good, Raider Nation? How's everybody doing? If y'all just getting in, we're just gonna talk a little bit about the presser that we just came across on the
What is
Raiders
good,
Live.
Raider Nation? How's everybody?
On the Raiders Live, I just wanted to get on and talk a little bit about what we heard from Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and Bryan Edwards. But we'll go ahead and let some people get in here, see what we can do. If y'all have anything that y'all noticed from the presser, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what y'all think about what was said. I think the number one thing that I noticed uh, was that question. That was a pretty good question. I felt like from the interviewer to ask about the contract. Well, not really the contract, but saying the other quarterbacks are wanting to be traded. He brought up Russell Wilson. He brought up Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. So I thought that was pretty interesting because my boy CNG actually, it's funny because CNG just asked me yesterday, "What's good, everybody? What's good, Striker X? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome." Um, but it's funny because CNG had just asked me yesterday, like, why hasn't Derek Carr um, asked for more money? Basically, being that he has a very cheap contract with no guaranteed money. He could really just get traded or cut or whatever the case may be and get nothing. So if y'all have any questions, if y'all seen anything in the presser, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what y'all think. I see some people in here, Striker X, yo, what's good, man? Angel M, how you doing, player? Mike Nizer, what's good with it, man? Alex Jar, Luis, I see y'all, man. Let's see, unfortunately, I missed the presser. Yeah, man, go check out the presser and come right back. I would say the most interesting one is Derek Carr because of that number one question I was just kind of speaking on about. He asked the question. The interviewer asked the question about being traded. That was pretty interesting. That was a good question. What's good, John? How you doing, man? Ray Love, what's good with it? Let's get to this right here. He said, Angel M says Edwards said he ain't added muscle or none. He was just being consistent through off season, but looks like he added muscle. I don't know. Honestly, man, in the off season, I feel like guys can add muscle, but once the season starts and you start going, kind of getting banged up a little bit, you're gonna see that weight kind of tailor off just because you get more rest. You're not going to be hitting the weights as much during the season. So I think that's kind of like a more of an off season thing when they gain weight because this really is hard to hold on to weight when you're trying to sit there and play this year 17 games. So like with Henry Ruggs, how much weight did Henry Ruggs gain? Now let me know down in the comments how much weight did Ruggs gain because I could have sworn it was I don't want to say maybe around 10 pounds. If y'all haven't seen that video to where he's talking about his workout and y'all go check it out. 12 pounds, okay? So 12 pounds. So do you guys think that he's gonna go throughout the whole season with 12 pounds, or do you think as time goes on he's gonna kind of get it tailored off? You know, me personally, I remember gaining weight, and then when you want to really start being active, you end up losing weight. But that's a good point. That's a good point right there. But if y'all haven't checked out the presser from the Raiders, go ahead and check it out and then come right back. Go see what people was talking about. Just watched it. I'm too thrilled to have Yannick. That's another thing I noticed. B. Al, Carr actually brought up Yannick. He said, when you see him on the other side of the field, and we're gonna get into that, but that's one thing I really like. Let me fix this real quick. This thing kind of. That's one thing I like to hear Carr talk about. Carr was talking about the defense, really, because so let's start. Let's just start off. Let's just start off like this because the first person to talk was Josh Jacobs. Personally, I don't really think he really said that much. It was kind of just saying the right things, politically correct, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, he was just saying, I want to win. I don't really care if I get more catches out of the backfield because he was asked, um, he was asked, do you want to like make more catches or get more catches? He was saying, I don't really care as long as whoever does get the ball. They do what they can with it as long as we're winning. And he was basically saying that the like politically correct answers basically at the end of the day. Move this a little bit more, man. Shoot. But yeah, 12 pounds. Yeah, I see y'all saying 12 pounds. He going to lose it. I think he'll lose some of it, maybe not all of it. But at the end of the day, he needs to hold on to some weight. As far as Ruggs, he needs to hold on to some weight because last year he was getting popped, no doubt. What's up, Raid? What's up, Raid? What's up, Raid? The tape defense has a lot to prove. Yes, sir. You're definitely right, Deadly. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, man. Pegus? I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. But the defense really has to step up. And Derek Carr was second to speak, so I want to just jump right into that, basically, because he's the one that really has anything to really talk about. They kind of asked him about the defense, kind of. They just asked, who do you see this offseason so far? And like we have brought up already, Yannick, and he just said the defense in general looked good. But what I like the most is that he said we have to prove it. And I feel like that's almost like every single year we have to prove that we are good. Like we have to prove that we're going to do something. We can't sit here and say, "Oh, we're going to go 11-6." Well, you can't really say that when we just had the worst defense in franchise history last year. You know what I mean? So that's a great point. Deadly Pegasus. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, man. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, for sure. Derek Carr, he looked whooped. Maybe he's tired, man. Some people were saying he was some people were saying he was hung over because I guess he was at the Knights game the night before. You know what I mean? To each his own. I'm not big on drinking, whatever, but if the man's hung over, look, what did he say? What did he say? If the man's hung over, he's a grown man. He could do what he want. Honestly, I'm not really gonna get into the getting all skeptical and all that, but he sweat. He sweat was all dehydrated and small. Yeah. Okay, right here. A lot of Raider Nation thought there was friction between Jacobs and Drake, but Josh just said he wanted Drake here. Exactly. I did kind of hear that too, Neek. I kind of did hear like a little buzz saying there would be like kind of a little clash of bumping heads because of not really egos, because you're gonna have to share the ball. You don't bring a guy like Drake in unless you are going to share the ball. You're gonna get him the ball, right? So you know he's gonna get his touches. And then not only that, I believe the Washington, Booker, and then another guy we had before them, they had got at least 100 touches each year. Basically, when they were here, they at least had 100 touches. I see Drake getting more than the rest of those guys. I see Drake coming in and doing more. But I think at the end of the day, it's only going to help Josh because, as we know, Josh kind of gets banged up, and he does need to take a rest, especially how me personally, I think our offensive line wasn't as good last year. So with that being said, Josh had to take more hits. And I think having somebody like Drake to kind of switch it up, have a little change of momentum because Drake is a lot faster. I think that'll help Jacobs a lot more. Yo, what's good, Anthony? How you doing, man? How's everybody doing today? It's Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a good, blessed day. Let me just say that real quick. At the end of the day, I just hope everybody's doing good. You know what I mean? What's up, Sebastian? How you doing? Darius Stills is nasty for sure, for sure. I can't wait to see him in the preseason. Can't wait to see our depth guys in the preseason and actually see what they're gonna do. That's pretty much what I'm excited for is the preseason, just to see these depth players. But let's get down here and see what's going on. So, my boy calling me. I'll have to call him back later. But I'm not gonna be on it too long. Just gonna talk about the presser. But like I said, if y'all seen anything that y'all want to talk about that you guys seen in the presser, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And we can kind of address that. Because I do want to go over what Derek Carr said, like I've been talking about. Ray Love says Josh looks like he's out of shape. I don't really know. I'm not gonna really speak on that too much. They're just in OTAs. I'm not going based on how anybody looks right now, but I hear you, man, for sure. Like some of these guys, you would think they'd come in looking super ripped or super yoked and stuff because the offseason they've just been working out. But let's just wait. Let's just wait to see what they do actually on the field. You know what I mean? Mike Nice. Oh my God, Batman's in here. Let's see what we got. We've been trashed for too long, so we got to prove it. Facts. That's true. There's nothing. Look, if you guys go look up our stats, especially on the defensive side, I believe our highest ranked defense was 18th, and that was based off the last 20 years. So the highest ranked defense we've had in the past 20 years, I believe, is the 18th. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it is. I believe that's what it is. But we're gonna get right to this right here. Derek Carr said Willie Snead has strong hands, and I believe he said something along the lines of Michael Crabtree, kind of something like that. Um, I don't know. How much playing time do you guys think Willie Snead is gonna get, and where do you guys see him fitting in? Right? Is he gonna take away snaps from Renfro, or will he just get in where he fits in and play a different kind of role? How do you guys see him fitted into the offense? I'm pretty curious about that. But let's go ahead and jump into this one. Derek Carr, the question I really wanted to talk about is the interviewer had asked Derek Carr basically about the quarterback fiascos, everybody wanting to get traded. He brought up Russell Wilson, not Carr. The interviewer brought up Russell Wilson, brought up Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, and then kind of asked Derek Carr, like, the team hasn't been that good, and Derek Carr has been pretty quiet since he's been with the Raiders. Basically saying, why is that? And Carr just went on to say that he's a Raider. At the end of the day, Carr said he's a Raider. He's not really too worried about the money. He just wants to get this team to win. He wants to do it the right way, and he wants to stick with one team and be loyal, and that's what he was taught. And I understand there's two sides to this, right? There's the side of people that will say, well, at the end of the day, you got to go get your money. This is a business. Loyalty doesn't work in this business. And then there's the other side that will say, look, you want to be loyal because you'll get respected in that line of life. You get respected when you're loyal to a group of people, when you're loyal to your team. And people will really respect that. Me personally, I'm kind of 50-50. I think if you're getting $20 million a year, look, I'm not going to complain. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you see other guys getting paid more than you, then that's when it becomes an issue. But I don't think that's an issue for Carr. And my boy CNG, I was just talking to my boy CNG yesterday. It was just last night. And he was asking me a question like, are you surprised that Carr hasn't asked or hasn't brought up anything about getting re-signed or getting a bigger contract? And honestly, no, what I told him when I replied was, I don't think Carr's that kind of guy. I don't think Carr would really like hold out, or not necessarily hold out, but really stress a contract, especially if he's already getting $20 million a year and he's trying to win with this team, right? If he's trying to win with this team, I see him letting the money get spread around across the team, getting a better defense, getting better weapons. Because soon we're gonna have to start signing some more of these players. When you go out and you have 7 first-round draft picks so far since Gruden has gotten here. Is that correct? 7 first-round draft picks. Those guys are gonna have to get signed eventually. So whoever develops out of that, we're gonna have to sign them. And if you sign Carr to a big-time contract, it's gonna kind of hinder that. So that's gonna be an interesting aspect. I don't think Carr is gonna really ask for a lot of money. Let's see what we got right here. Kings only 710. When we gonna sign Trevon Merrick? Getting me nervous, to be honest. I don't really know when we're gonna sign him, but to being nervous, I would just say he's out there playing. Right? He showed up the OTAs. He's out there first day of minicamp doing the drills. So I want to say being nervous. You don't really have to be nervous about that, right? He's out there, he's doing the drills, he's part of the team. You see him with the players outside of the field, like off the field, just out in the city. If you guys follow him on any social media. So I think you don't really have to be nervous about that. One thing I do want to see though is I want to see some Devon Diablo. That's one rookie I do want to see out there. I've seen Gillespie, Merrick, Kuntz, Leatherwood. Man, I've seen Hobbs, yeah, Morrissey, but I want to see a little. I want to see Diablo. Gus is going to change all of that because he knows how to use players to their strengths. Yes, and at this point, if we cannot get our defense to at least like a top 18, like the 18th best, then we have some serious issues. I don't know what it would be. I don't know if we'd be cursed or whatnot. But I kind of just wanted to touch on that Derek Carr question. And it was just interesting that an interviewer actually went out of their way to, ask such a, I guess, what could be seen as a controversial question, because you don't really get that a lot. A lot of the times it'll just be generic questions. Um, and I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear a bunch of generic questions and get the politically correct answer. That right there is just kind of just same thing we always hear. Willie backup slot to Renfro. Okay. I could see that. I could see that, but I could also see Snead and Renfro on the field at the same time. I really could. We get right here. I don't want Willie taking snaps from Edwards. I don't want to see Willie taking snaps from Edwards either. But the thing is, Edwards has to be healthy. Edwards hasn't been healthy, I believe, since freshman year of college or high school. So Edwards has to prove that he can be healthy on a consistent basis. So once we get that, I think we'll be locked in at wide receiver. And so basically, based off the pressure, like I said, if y'all just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. But I want to know what you guys think about the pressure that the Raiders just had. You guys let me know down in the comments. There's anything that you guys seen, that anything particular that you guys heard that you want to talk about, or that you think was kind of interesting. We kind of just touched basis on the reporter asking Derek Carr basically about being traded, him kind of being quiet on that and not really bringing anything up, kind of how Aaron Rodgers, the Deshaun Watsons, and the Russell Wilsons have based on their team. Mike Nizer, my guy, he says, I don't think Carr pays attention to the outside noise anymore. It's almost all negative when his name's brought up. I mean, it's kind of true in a sense. I feel like a lot of people do have his back, especially Raider Nation. It's kind of split 50-50. Have you guys seen that Kurt Warner video? Have you guys seen that Kurt Warner video yet? Basically breaking down some of Carr's plays. How do you guys feel about Kurt Warner breaking those plays down? I'm not really sold. I wasn't really sold on it. I feel like you can go almost over any film of a quarterback, and there will be every game. He's going to miss something. Every game, a quarterback is going to miss something. Not any quarterback. You won't find one quarterback that can sit there and pick apart a defense and make the perfect read every single time. It just won't happen. And then he was also showing the game against the Chiefs that he won. Like, you have to, like, at the end of the day, he had to put up 35 points in each game just to win. If Derek Carr did not put up 35 points in each game to beat the Chiefs, then he would have lost. But then you look at Tom Brady when he played the Chiefs. How many points did Tom Brady have to score to beat the Chiefs versus how many points does Derek Carr have to score to beat the Chiefs? It's kind of like Derek Carr wouldn't have to be so aggressive in his passing if the defense just at least was subpar. He went right. And that's not saying that Derek Carr isn't aggressive sometimes, because the thing is, Kurt Warner showed plays to where Derek Carr was being aggressive, and then would show plays, well, he's not being aggressive here, but he was being aggressive here. And it's like, you're going to choose your spots. You're going to choose when to be aggressive, and then you're going to choose when not to be aggressive. I don't think Carr is just sitting there saying, no, I don't want to win the game, so I'm just going to hold on to the ball, or I want to check it down all the time. I really don't think that's what's going through Carr's head. I think if our defense was just at least mediocre, then it would look completely different. But because our win category isn't just right there where everybody wants it to be, then it's Carr's fault. I've even heard it was Carr's fault that we lost the Dolphins game. I'm not even sure if that I've heard that before. And that's kind of crazy. Do y'all think Carr lost the Dolphins game for us? Why is Trayvon on the field but not Diablo? See, Patrick, I was kind of saying that earlier. We seen basically all the rookies. We basically seen all the rookies. I believe even Regis was out there before, but I haven't seen exactly Kings only 710 710. I haven't seen Diablo either. So I'm not even sure. Angel M comments saying Diablo is either dealing with injury and learning a new position right now, I think. I'm not really sure what I'm not really sure where Diablo is. Y'all let me know if y'all find him. Y'all let me know. I'm trying to see him out there with the defense. I actually just want to see him out there this preseason to see what he does. But I seen someone comment saying that Carr sounded a little sick or Carr sounded whoa, hold on. Pizzle 4420 says should have taken Wade Phillips. It's the same defense as Ken Norton Jr. I think I'm ready for a change with Gus Bradley. I'm not really gonna speak on that too much, man. But I think I'm ready to see what Gus Bradley could bring to the table. If it wasn't Gus Bradley, man, I can't think of the other dude's name. I believe it was Raheem Morris was available, and I think that was the only other coach that would have been worth going to pick up. Yep, right here. Knock Andrew. What's good, man? What's good? How you doing, Andrew? He said DC sounds sick. Yeah, I thought the same thing, yo. I thought the same thing. I was kind of thinking that maybe, and some other people were saying that he was hungover because he was at the Knights game. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure why you would say that, but yeah, he did sound kind of sick. So maybe he needs to go get one of them little tests. You know, you put up your nose, you get the test done. Last season, Edwards injury. Hey, shout out Raider, Watts Raider. He says last season Edwards injury wasn't his fault. I 100% agree. He got rolled up on. He caught a pass. He went to take off. He got rolled up on, and they grabbed him by the back of like his ankle, and then the defender kind of fell on his ankle. So I completely understand. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, he was still hurt. You know what I mean? He was still injured. So I understand that it was a contact injury. It's not like it was a non-contact injury to where he was just running and then all of a sudden he just got hurt. No. Um, but I agree though. Last year it wasn't his fault he got injured. But you still gotta produce. You can't really use that as an excuse. You know, you gotta produce. Carr looking like he needs to take an allergy pill, hydrate and eat and rest up. I mean, he does. They got allergies out there in Vegas. They got allergies out there on the strip. Edwards stated what's good, deadly. He says Edwards stated that he wanted to be more consistent. I believe that's one of his main focuses. His main focus is to be healthy and play like we know he can. That's the thing. Bryan Edwards just has to stay healthy. That's part of the game. That is part of playing every single sport. It's like saying, you know, Bo Jackson, if he would have got hurt, who knows where he'd be today, right? If he would have stayed consistent on a healthy basis. Um, but you got to stay healthy. You just have to. It's part of the game. We all have to deal with it. And it's kind of why we talk about Jacobs sometimes getting banged up. We bring in Drake, you know, because we know Jacobs gets banged up. It's part of the game. Jacobs goes out there and he plays through the injuries. So you can't really use it as an excuse. Let's go right here. Exactly. I agree with this. A proud OG says Carr presser replies are far less religious than a few years ago. I completely agree, man. Um, Carr doesn't really Carr is kind of like that. I don't know how to explain it, but he's pretty much fed up. Like he just wants to win. If he's not going to be talking about winning, um, then you don't really have nothing to say on it. He'll say, and he said right there that we have to prove it. You know, we come out here every single year saying this looks good, that looks good, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, guys, we have to prove we can win football games. That's it. We have to get better on the defensive side of the ball. We have to get better at our offensive line has to get better. Our skilled positions have to get better. We have a top tight end. We have a very good running back. We have a good quarterback. We just have to get the defense up to par, and then I believe we're gonna be straight. We're gonna be straight, y'all. Best man says, y'all see how Carr said we had worst off season. We'll see, he said. Exactly. We will see. And it's funny because you see those headlines, the Raiders had the worst offseason, but then not too long ago, they were saying we needed a safety. We get the best projected safety coming out of college. We get the best projected safety coming out of college in Trevon Merrick, and we pick up a quality right tackle in Alex Leatherwood, who could be a starter day one, who I didn't think was the best tackle available at the time, but it doesn't matter because there was quality tackles. I just felt like where you take somebody, but at the end of the day, Alex Leatherwood is a quality starter in the league. Is a quality starter when he played in college, played in multiple positions, and we do like offensive linemen that can be moved around. Alex Leatherwood played right guard, right tackle, and I believe left tackle. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe he played 3 different positions. Wash Raider, I appreciate you tuning in, Wash Raider. I know you be busy, man. Carr is a good quarterback. I believe so. I think Carr is a quality quarterback. I think he brings. I think plenty of teams in the NFL would take Derek Carr right now. If you don't think teams in the NFL right now would take Derek Carr over their quarterback, then you're tripping. Last year, if the Rams had Derek Carr, I guarantee you they get far. I think they go far into the playoffs. They're the number one defense. Let's see what we got. Raider and some. Why do we keep taking chances on players with medical history and other luggage? So frustrating. We are wasting DC's career. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Are you talking about Edwards and Brown? Because I believe Brown was hurt last year. Edwards got hurt last year. Um, but to Watch Raiders' point, just to kind of give Edwards a little bit of leeway, it wasn't his fault. Someone actually did wrap his ankle up. So that was that. And Brown, I don't think he's really injury prone. He's been in the league for a long time. He's been producing. Let's give him a chance. Let's give them a chance, right? Because you got to think also, Morrow got hurt, right? So he kind of missed out at the end of the season before. Morrow got hurt. Now this year he kind of missed out, or last season. Now this year he will be able to take more snaps. Witten's gone, he'll take more snaps. But Morrow was hurt also. So, injuries is just part of the game, and you have to persevere through it. You really do. Kurt was a gunslinger once in the league. Let's see what we got. Austin Martinez says, I think Sanjeet put it perfectly. Once Carr starts to put faith in his line, he will start to hang in there a little longer to throw the deep ball. Now, to that right there, what I would say is the offensive line was not good last year, for one. That's the first thing I will say. Two, I think Carr does hang in there. I think Carr makes plays. I think we're just nitpicking. We're to the point that we will nitpick Derek Carr. That's basically where we're at. We're going to go in and we're going to slow down the play, and then we're going to nitpick every single thing that he does why we don't win. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. Why don't we go nitpick the offensive line not picking up certain blocks? Why don't we nitpick the wide receivers dropping passes or not being able to just run routes? Or our first round draft pick wide receiver still having to work on running routes or not making anybody miss. We're not nitpicking on these things. We're not nitpicking that the defense was the worst in franchise history, right? People want players like if the thing is, if you don't want Derek Carr, who do you want? And then people will go on to say, well, we could got Aaron Rodgers. Could we really have gotten Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is still there. Like, come on, man. And if you go look at the stats, just go look at the stats. If you want to say it's Derek Carr's fault in the red zone, I don't think so. Derek Carr, look at the 4 years before Gruden got here. And I'm not saying Gruden's a bad offensive coordinator or coach. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying look at the 4 years before Gruden got here. Derek Carr was at least top half of the league in the red zone, or the team was top half in the league in the red zone before Gruden got here. That's 4 years. And someone's tried to tell me that Derek Carr was trash after he got hurt. But the year after he got hurt, we were, I believe, top 10 in the red zone. I believe we were ranked 7th in the red zone the year after Carr got hurt. So you can't really say it's Carr's fault. In my opinion, you can't really say it's Carr's fault if 4 years of his career, he was doing better in the red zone until Gruden got here. And then we got worse because since Gruden got here, we were ranked 22nd, and then last year we were ranked 23rd in the red zone. Before Gruden got here, we were ranked, I believe, like 15th, and then I believe we were first. We were first in the red zone, Carr's rookie year. Second year, I believe we were like 9th. His third year, we were 15th, and then we were 7th in the red zone. And then Gruden got here, and then we became 22nd. Second year, Gruden was here, 22nd. Third year, it was 23rd. But I do believe I had some super chats. Let me find these real quick. Neek. It was Neek. I got to find it, man. Where is this? Okay, right here. Neek says, I agree with you, Derek Carr, hater, closet haters will say this is proof because Kurt has won a Super Bowl, but how many Hall of Famers did bro play with? The thing is, this is another thing. You can't always listen to players because players just because you were a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach. If that was the case, Michael Jordan, the Charlotte Hornets would not be garbage every single year. They wouldn't be garbage every single year. Michael Jordan would have a freaking outstanding team right now. So just because you're a great player doesn't mean you'll be a great coach. But that's not going to take away from Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner is a quarterback that played in NFL, and I'm not going to sit here and dissuade anything he says because obviously his resume is it's just out of this world compared to me talking here to you guys, right? So I'm not going to dissuade or try to talk down on what Kurt Warner said. But I just feel like if you're going to sit there and show plays saying, oh, Derek Carr is showing that he's being aggressive here, Derek Carr is being aggressive here, and then go say, oh, well, right here, Derek Carr wasn't being aggressive. I just feel like you're just nitpicking at that point because you're going to say, oh, he's being aggressive, and then here he's not. So is he not aggressive or is he aggressive? Because you're showing both. So which is it? You know what I mean? So to me, it's kind of like, dude, you either got to like definitively say whether he is or not. Let's see what we got. When he was healthy, they couldn't stop him. If you watch film, he is very physical, like we need. Yes, Bryan Edwards is. My God, Pizzle 420 got a signed helmet from Bo Jackson. That's dope, man. That's dope. Where'd you get that at? Let me know down in the comments where you got that signed Bo Jackson helmet because I think I might have been bidding against you. If you just got it yesterday, let me know because you might have beat me in that bid. Mike Nizer with the super chat. Really appreciate you and Neek dropping a couple of super chats. It really goes a long way, man. Especially because I want to give back, y'all. I want to keep doing more giveaways and everything, man. So really appreciate that. I just put whatever I get from this, I'm just gonna put it right back into it, you know. So I really appreciate it. He says, keep putting in your work. Appreciate you. That's solid. That's a solid comment right there. He's just showing appreciation and love right there and support. That's 100, bro. Shout out to you, Mike Nizer. Really appreciate it, man. For real. My guy Ray Love in the building. He says, exactly. I think our defense is going to be a lot better this year. For sure. I think it's going to be better. But like Derek Carr said, we have to prove it. We have to prove it everywhere across the board. Our wide receiver groups, they have to prove it for sure. They have to prove it. Ruggs, Edwards, and then we got two two guys coming in with Snead and Brown. They have to prove it. And then our offensive line with all the transitions, with all the transactions and the moving around, they definitely have to prove it. You know what I mean? They got to keep the pocket clean and they got to block better for our running backs. Because if you guys don't know, Jacobs was like top 3, if not, I think he was number 1 when it came to making contact with the defender. So, I mean, he was getting basically hit in the backfield before he could even just hit the hole. So our old line definitely has to step up. Definitely has to step up. Defense will, let's see what Austin Martinez was good. Appreciate y'all stopping in. If y'all just getting in, man, we just talking a little bit about what we've seen with the Raiders presser and basically talking about Josh Jacobs, what he said, Bryan Edwards, and then ultimately what Derek Carr had to say. Austin Martinez says defense will be better because how could it get worse? Exactly. How can you get any worse than last year? But with that comment right there, if the defense was that bad, then I just don't see how we can still talk about Derek Carr. You know, I just don't understand it, man. I just don't. Snoops Hernandez, what's good, yo? New Mexico checking in. Let's go, Raiders. You know, there's a lot of people from New Mexico, so shout out New Mexico, man. I've been there one time. Not really be there, but I've been there one time. When I was driving through, I used to live in San Antonio, Texas. When I got out of the Army, I was living in San Antonio, Texas, and then I moved back out here to Cali, Sacramento. So I drove and I stopped a couple places and ended up seeing the nice city of New Mexico, seeing Arizona. I seen a few places on the way here. So shout out New Mexico for real. Watts Raider was good, dog. He said Carr should have said, yeah, I know. I'd be saving Gruden's ass on 2nd and 3rd and long, but he seems to keep running the same plays over and over. Oh man, you know what, Watts Raider? I could hear the frustration and the sarcasm. I'm not really going to speak on that. I think John Gruden is a good offensive mind. I think John Gruden is a great offensive mind, actually. He draws up pretty good plays. I think Derek Carr is a very good quarterback. I think them together make a good duo. If last year didn't prove it, then what will? Because last year, was our offensive line better last year or the year before? Was our wide receiver group better last year or the year before? You see what I mean? Did our running backs do better last year or the year before? And when you go compare that, our running backs didn't. Josh Jacobs didn't do good as he did his first year compared to last year. Offensive line didn't do as good either. So when you look at that, it's saying, why did DC do better though? Because our offensive line was trash. So you've seen it take a toll on our running backs, on our running game. But then DC still stepped up and still became better in this offense and still led a 10th ranked offense in the league. So come on now. Let's see right here. Kind of crazy that Brown has 2 1,000 yards season under his belt and Aguilar has none. Yep. Y'all remember that? Aguilar just got signed to how much money? Y'all let me know down in the comments. 13 mil? Fang Vu says, shout out Fang Vu. He says, facts, we're nitpicking. I believe we are nitpicking, yo. I believe we are kind of nitpicking when it comes to Carr. Watch Raider Carr throws off his tippy toes when the pocket collapses. Okay. Let's see. What do you mean by this, Patrick? Patrick says, or nitpicking defense. What do you mean by nitpicking defense? I don't think we could really nitpick our defense. Our defense was bad. You know, it was real bad. What's good, Molly Maul? How you doing, boss? He says, I'm late, but Raider Nation, did Josh Jacobs seem pissed in his interview? He referred to Gruden as the head coach and Mayock as dude. I didn't really catch that vibe. I think Jacobs is kind of just getting comfortable. I don't know. He's kind of getting a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? Like kind of getting that stardom feel, like he's the man. But that's okay. He can feel like that. But as long as it doesn't go to his head, because mind you, we might not be talking about it now, but when the time comes and we have to re-sign Jacobs, do you guys think he's gonna hold out for a, you know how the running back thing is? I don't know what it is about the running backs and the NFL, but do you guys thinks anything like that will happen when it comes to Josh Jacobs and us having to re-sign him. That will be interesting. That will be interesting, Molly Mall. What do you think, Molly? Molly Mall, or is it Molly Mal? I don't know if I'm saying that wrong or not. So we'll see. Raider Carlos in the building. Yes, sir. Raider Carlos is in the building. What's good with you, man? What's good with you? If not for Gruden and Carr, this team would still be trash. Yeah, it would be trash because the offense, I mean, the offense was the only good thing last year. And our kicker. And our kicker was good last year. Carlson broke Jano record, a record we got when we didn't really have an offense. Rankings don't win you playoff games. Look, this is another thing, yo. Just to put in perspective, Lamar Jackson has had a top 3 defense his entire career. Ever since Lamar Jackson got to Baltimore, his defense has been ranked top 3. Can you imagine if Derek Carr had a top 3 defense for 3 years straight? Y'all think he wouldn't be in the playoffs? Y'all think he wouldn't be in the playoffs? Like, come on, y'all. And some people would say Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Derek Carr, which me personally, quarterback? No, I don't think so. I think you have to run a specific system just for Lamar Jackson. But I thought that was just interesting. I wish Carr was able to have a defense just as good as some of these other guys, right? When Aaron Rodgers won his Super Bowl, he had the second-ranked defense. Tom Brady has never had a defense worse than 15th. Go check the stats. Go check the stats. Tom Brady has never had a bad defense. Just put it that way. Tom Brady's never had a bad defense. This is another thing. I was saying it earlier. Tom Brady, how many points did Tom Brady have to score to beat the Chiefs? Now, how many points does Derek Carr have to score to beat the Chiefs? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't even want to go down that path right now, man. And me, I don't even think Carr is the best quarterback ever. I just think he's a good quarterback, and we should take advantage of having a good quarterback and build a goddamn defense. Sheesh. You can't have a 30th ranked defense and make the playoffs, y'all. It's getting annoying. Y'all got to stop that. That's all cap. Let's see. My guy Ant-Man, what's good? What's good? To be honest, I watched the game. Gruden's game plan works. Carr struggles when defenses start to adjust to us. I've seen improvements in his playmaking. I understand that I can agree with. Carr will at times struggle. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that no quarterback struggles whatsoever, you a damn lie. Did y'all watch Tom Brady against the Saints last year? Did y'all watch Tom Brady against the Saints last year? That was atrocious. That was atrocious. Or how about this? I'll do y'all one even better. Patrick Mahomes struggled against us in our defense. I wouldn't even say struggle because he still put up freaking 30 points. But the fact that he went out there and Jeff Heath was picking off Patrick Mahomes, imagine if that was, come on, y'all. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to really put in perspective what is going on out here. Patrick Mahomes had a 10th ranked defense last year also. Derek Carr supposed to win out a division with the 30th ranked defense against Patrick Mahomes when Patrick Mahomes has a 10th ranked defense. Y'all, like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We got to start make it make sense. Make it make sense. But with that being said, I am going to drop a video of Derek Carr fumbling the ball. Derek Carr, I've been talking a little bit about Derek Carr and how he is a good quarterback, but he fumbles the damn ball too much. He fumbles the ball too much. Let me get to some of these comments because I've been talking a little bit too much. I want to talk to y'all. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Pizzle, man, everyone knows Chucky is the man over at the Death Star. Facts. Let's see. Austin Mark, that's a good point. But at the same time, he says, I doubt Jacobs would do that in reference to holding out when it's time to get signed because you know how the running backs are. He has a Raiders tat. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what he would do. at the end of the day. I don't know what he would do, but he does. And I don't know, honestly, man. He comes from a background to where we all know Josh Jacobs' story. So I don't know. Maybe he's just a humble guy and he's like, okay. But also, we know John Gruden likes to pay his players. If John Gruden wants you, John Gruden's going to pay. You know what I mean? John Gruden is going to pay. I think John Gruden has proven that several times. Only One Nation. What it do, man? What it do? Khalil King. He says, Raiders. Let's go. Let's go, Ray. Good stuff. Shout out Danny Garcia. Appreciate the comment, boss. Appreciate the comment. Jose Raider Martinez. Let's see what you got. I used to work for the Rams in St. Louis, and I remember when Falk got his big head, and I see Jacobs developing the same traits. That's interesting, man. That's pretty interesting. I hope it's not true because I've kind of felt the same way, Jose. I've kind of felt the same way, but I'm not gonna write him off yet and say that's gonna be him, right? I'm not gonna do that. I think he's just getting comfortable because you remember when he first came in, he wasn't even comfortable around the media, right? Remember when we had Hard Knocks and he was just like not even around the camera, like he didn't want to be around at all. I think he's just a little bit more comfortable now, especially like go see his Instagram and the media day. I think he's just getting a little bit more comfortable. I hope he doesn't get big headed. And I hope that Drake coming in actually kind of like brings him back down to earth if he is. Excuse me. If he is. Because Drake is going to eat. Drake is not a slouch. Drake is a competent running back in the league. He's proven it over and over again. And this is another interesting stat y'all could go check out and y'all could go watch if y'all go watch Drake's touchdowns. When you go look at us last year in the red zone, Josh Jacobs inside the 5-yard line was getting punished. He was getting punished. Our offensive line was getting punished. And it's no cap. I'm not lying to y'all right now. Remember when we were playing the Browns? Because I was just watching this. We're playing the Browns. And I believe we had the ball on the 1-yard line. Josh Jacobs tried to punch it in 3 times in a row and could not get the ball in from the 1-yard line. Whose fault is that? Like, tell me right now, if we're at the 1-yard line, right? We're playing the Browns. Y'all let me know down in the comments. We're at the 1-yard line. We run it 3 times. Is that Derek Carr's fault we kicked a field goal? Y'all let me know. Go watch that Browns game. We were at the 1-yard line. Josh Jacobs could not get the ball in the end zone. And we kick a field goal. Like, come on now, y'all. Let's see right here. You said it right the first time. My real name is Jamal. So Molly Mall. So your name is Jamal. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you clarifying that. Because I see you in the chats. And I'm going to remember from now on. So appreciate you, man. If y'all just showing up, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. If y'all not subscribed, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We were just hopping on here because the Raiders had a press conference. If y'all haven't watched that yet, go check it out. It was Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, and Bryan Edwards. We kind of touched bases on a few things. If there's anything y'all want to talk about, anything you guys seen or heard, let me know down in the comments, and then we could touch bases on it. But Fang Vu, I appreciate it. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. Appreciate the comment and the super chat, man. He says, always enjoy your videos and thoughts on the Raiders and their players. Keep up the good work. Again, just another appreciation comment, man. Like, this right here is showing real support and real appreciation. I really do. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I really do, man. It's just dope. It's just dope. It really is. It makes me feel good about doing this. Keeps me motivated. And like I said, everything I get, I put right back into this, and that just means I got a giveaway coming soon that I definitely want to do because I like giving back, man. I like giving back. But like I said, not gonna be on here too much longer. Maybe about 10 more minutes, and we'll be at an hour, so I'll be on here another 10 more minutes. So go ahead and get any questions that y'all have in that y'all may potentially want to talk about or that y'all seen in the presser. Let's see right here. I got Pro Raider _ Villa 23. That's a dope picture, by the way. Check out dude's picture. I like that. He got the reef around the Raider joint. I don't know. I kind of like that. That looks dope. Nice picture, bro. I don't know if anyone feels this, but I see a bit more than just a camp competition at running back. It seems like the talent in that room grew, but it doesn't seem like they have grown to be a cohesive unit yet. And I don't know if there's any more to that comment. And there, as far as cohesive unit, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. Jacobs and Drake know each other. Their egos just have to get out of each other's way. Ingle, Ingle's the dude. I got a video dropping on Ingle soon. You know what I mean? It's called More Than a Fullback. Because y'all remember, Ingle was acting a fool last year. Like he was doing some things that fullbacks usually don't do. And mind you, Ingle used to play running back back in college. He would come in and play running back because I believe their running back got hurt. He stepped in, but then he went back to fullback his senior year full time or something like that. Let's see what we got right here. Leon Moody. What's good, Leon? Yeah, but you want to be better on 10 in red zone attempts or less efficient with 35 red zone attempts. Yeah, but you want to be better on 10 red zone attempts. Yes. You just want to be better in the red zone in general. I kind of spoke on that just a little bit earlier when we were talking about Derek Carr and how we were Carr's first 4 years. We were ranked top 15 in the red zone. And then the first year Gruden got here. And since then, we were ranked 22, 22, and then 23. So I don't think Derek Carr is the issue in the red zone. I just don't think so. If y'all haven't checked out that Bryan Edwards video, it kind of shows like, okay, we need a red zone threat. Because when I showed some videos of how we were scoring in the red zone prior to Gruden getting here, and we had a Michael Crabtree, and the fade route. I cannot say it anymore. How often did we see a fade route since Gruden got here in the red zone? How often? Say we're at the 2-yard, 3, say we're in the red zone. How often did we see a fade route, just a one-on-one fade route to a receiver since Gruden got here? And the answer is not many or none. You know what I mean? Lesser of the two. So you really have to just think about, are we even using Carr to his maximum strengths? Carr has a very good arm. I know he fumbles a lot, but he has a very good arm. And I'm going to drop a video on him fumbling because last year he had 11. But we got to break it down and see how did those occur, right? But at the end of the day, he needs to hold on to the ball. No excuses, right? We got no excuses over here. Bearded Goon hashtag says Aguilar is going to regret leaving Carr, just like Crabtree was Carr makes wide receiver hit their best form. Yes, I believe so. I believe Aguilar should have stayed with the Raiders. I feel like Aguilar kind of made a mistake and chased the money. At the same time, he went to New England, which is known to be a very good organization. So you can't be mad at him. He got his money. He went to what is known to be a very good organization. But at the same time, I don't know if the Pats will ever be the same as they were when they had Tom Brady. I just don't. I think they'll just kind of linger around. I think Bill Belichick will continue to have a very good defense. But when it comes to that quarterback spot, I don't know, man. We're going to have to see. Jay Inquisitive says Derek Carr needs to let the play develop and he needs to throw to the second level. I don't as far as when it comes to letting the play develop, I think Carr just picks and chooses when it's time to do what he does. And that's basically when you say let the play develop, you're saying he needs to be aggressive. He needs to just step up in the pot, do this, right? I believe he is aggressive when he needs to be aggressive. He puts us in position to win. And then he will go out and win the game for us. When we played the Dolphins, think about this. When we played the Dolphins, we were at the 1-yard line. We didn't score because of, I'm not going to say because Gruden, but we didn't score because of the philosophy of how we wanted to go about winning that game. Right? I could have sworn there was a super chat somewhere. Am I missing that? Am I missing that? By Danny Garcia. Shout out you, Danny Garcia. I'm not, I seen it, player, but I don't know where it's at on here. But Yo, if you guys seen that Kurt Warner breakdown of Derek Carr, go check it out. I know my boy saying Jeet shared it on his community page, or you could just type in Kurt Warner Derek Carr breakdown on YouTube. Um, but he shows plays to where Derek Carr was being aggressive, and then he was showing cars where he was saying Carr wasn't being aggressive and that he needs to be more aggressive. And to me, to me it only shows that Carr is picking and choosing when he wants to be aggressive, and he's making pretty good decisions. Like, come on, yo. But that was Jay Exquisite. Let's get down here. Yo. Y'all walling in the chat. Y'all gotta chill with that. It's me. Whenever y'all look, whenever it comes to Raider content creators, we all are on the same. We're all on the same playing field. You know what I mean? In perspective of we respect each other, so it's not like one over the other, nothing like that. Because I've talked to plenty. I don't know if y'all know who Wi-Fi Willie is or uh, Raiders football talk. I know y'all know about Sanji T and stuff. I know y'all know about Raider Honcho. But there's plenty of guys out there like Icy Nate. We all talk, we all communicate. So it's not really one over the other. We kind of just brainstorm. Me personally, I've reached out to Raider Samoan Raider before. You know what I mean? Just for tips, for advice, just to be better at this, doing this. And so you know what I mean? It's not really one over the other because I'll be reaching out to guys like Honcho, Graphics, and G, all of them. I'll be reaching out to all of them just for tips, how they've gotten better, how I can get better, some things I could do better. And if y'all think I could do things better, let me know down in the comments, man. I could take constructive criticism easily, yo. It doesn't really phase me like that, but don't try to compare or like put Raider content creators against each other. You know what I mean? But I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the gesture. I do appreciate the gesture for sure. My guy Kings only 710 says Lamar is better athlete than Carr overall, not a better quarterback. Facts. 100% agree. Better athlete for sure. But let me get to this real quick. Okay, so it wasn't a super chat, it was a super sticker. And he actually said thank you. Man, thank you. I appreciate you, man. Danny Garcia, appreciate you. Thank you, man. I really do. He's just showing love. You feel me? Just showing love. And we hopped on here real quick. We just kind of talking about the presser of Derek Carr, Bryan Edwards, and Josh Jacobs talking a little bit, and we just seeing what they said. Anything you guys had, you guys want to talk about, comment on what they said, and let me know down in the comments, and we'll get to it. And I'll try and get to your comment. We got Raider Reg. What's good, man? He says, Big Raid, love your content and perspective. DC4 will finally get a chance this year to play in the playoffs because he will finally have a respectable defense. I 100% agree with every single word in there. You know what I mean? Every single word in there. I think this defense will step up. I think this defense will be competent enough to get us to the playoffs. I truly do. I truly think that Carr is good enough to get us to the playoffs if the defense is up to par. You have to have a good defense to be in this league. You have to, especially to get to the playoffs. Especially to get to the playoffs. Come on now. This is interesting. Ant-Man said Carr would be elite. All he's missing from his game is steady play, making ability. He definitely has everything else in his bag. I'm rooting for him though. He can make more plays, but at what point do you say, okay, he's doing enough? Now the defense has to do something, right? Now, what point? Because think Tom Brady, when he played that game before the Super Bowl, he threw 3 interceptions against the Packers. Imagine if Derek Carr threw 3. If Derek Carr throws 3 interceptions in any game in his career, he's losing because the defense is not going to help him at all. So if Carr were to do that, he would be getting bashed even worse than he does now. And he definitely would have lost that game. No way he wins a game throwing 3 picks and the defense helps him out. No, there's no way. Interesting question here. JI618 says, hey, get a pick, man. Just go on Google, download a Raider picture, put it on as your profile pick. He says, what do you think Muse as the backup free safety and Joseph playing in the slot? That sounds That sounds pretty wild, man. I think Muse is going to stay a linebacker. I don't want to see him in the backfield as our last line of defense. And as far as Joseph, I think Joseph, he could play in the slot. I don't see him playing in the slot if we're going to run man or something like that, but he could be a big nickel, basically just another linebacker with some versatility. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's get down here, see what. Not too much longer. I think I'm about to wrap it up here. I'm about to wrap it up right here, man. And I just kind of wanted to talk. I just kind of want to talk about the pressure. We kind of touched on everything so far. My guy Edward says he is doing his job very well, very damn well. This defense will make it for us to make the playoffs and a deep run at that. For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. But I just kind of wanted to touch up on the pressure, y'all. I appreciate everybody showing up, especially on late notice. It was real fun getting to talk to y'all, getting to hear what everybody thinks and what everybody had to say, going back and forth. Just to touch, we talked a little bit about Derek Carr, what he had to say, because one of the interviewers asked Derek Carr about the trading fiasco amongst the quarterbacks like Russell Wilson getting traded, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. And Carr basically said, no, I'm a Raider. I'm a Raider for life. If I'm not playing here, he said this before. If he's not playing for the Raiders, he's probably not going to play anywhere else. And I'm just paraphrasing, by the way, but he basically said that. And just to touch on it again, my boy Sanjeet asked me last night, why do you think Carr hasn't asked for more money? Because the top 10 quarterbacks are getting 30 plus million. Carr is only getting 20. And Carr is playing a lot better than a lot of these other quarterbacks. Because think about it. I'm not even going down a rabbit hole, but Carr is making a lot less than these other quarterbacks. And would you want to be paying Jared Goff $20 million plus a year? Like, come on, y'all. Like, sheesh. For real. But and then so we're just wrapping it up. Also, Josh Jacobs spoke on Drake and him being there, but there wasn't really too much there. He just said, whoever gets the ball, we just want to win at the end of the day. That's basically what you want to hear. Bryan Edwards came on. He really didn't say too much. He just said he wants to be consistent. And basically, as we know, he needs to stay healthy. So that was pretty much it, man. So until next time, I'll let y'all know. I got some videos dropping soon. I got an Alec Ingold, more than a fullback video dropping soon. I got Foster Moreau video dropping soon. Will he get more snaps? I think he will, but I'm gonna let y'all watch the video and y'all let me know when I drop that what y'all think. And also, I'm working on Derek Carr fumbling. Does Derek Carr really have a fumble problem? And we're gonna look at all the fumbles that are counted against Carr from last year. We're gonna look and see how did he get all 11 fumbles? You know what I mean? And on this last note, Wash Raider says Carr is on a discount for sure. For sure. A lot of people are agreeing, but I appreciate y'all tuning in. I really do. Until next time, matter of fact, let me do this right. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and until next time, rate the tape.